I will establish his line forever, his throne as long as the heavens endure. Psalm 89, word 29. Welcome, friends. Today, we're diving into a powerful verse from Psalm 89, a promise from God that reminds us of his eternal faithfulness and unchanging nature. Psalm 89, word 29 is a declaration of God's covenant with King David. God says he will establish David's family line forever and that his throne will endure as long as the heavens. This was not just a promise for David's generation, it was a prophetic declaration that pointed to Jesus Christ, the eternal King. Through Jesus, this throne is established forever, and his kingdom knows no end. But what does this mean for us today? How does this ancient promise apply to your life and mine? A real-life story, a mother's prayer and God's faithfulness. Let me share with you a true story. There was a poor widow from a small village in Andhra Pradesh. She had 3 children and very little means. She had no education and worked hard every day just to survive. But she had something more powerful than wealth. She had faith. Every night she would pray over her children. She didn't have a deep theological understanding, but she believed in one thing: God is the king of our home, and his kingdom will never fail. That simple belief guided her life. She often prayed aloud, saying, "Lord, let our family serve you for generations." Years passed. Her eldest son became a pastor. Her second son got a government job. The youngest became a missionary serving in tribal regions. Today, their entire family is a testimony to God's faithfulness, not because they were rich or powerful, but because one woman dared to believe in God's eternal promise. Even though she didn't come from a royal background, God established a spiritual legacy through her. What this means for you, you may ask. I'm not King David. I don't come from a royal line. Does this promise apply to me? Yes, it does. If you are in Christ, you are part of God's eternal family. When you walk in obedience and faith, your life becomes part of something that lasts far beyond your time on earth. The choices you make today, the prayers you pray, the faith you hold, they are building something eternal. You may not see immediate results, but God's promises are never temporary. They are forever. Key takeaways: God's promises don't expire. What he starts, he finishes. Your faith can create a legacy that impacts generations. No family background or earthly title is needed, just faith. Even in your weakness, God can build something eternal through you. Final encouragement: Psalm 89, word 29 reminds us, God is a covenant-keeping God. His word does not fail. When he says forever, he means it. You might be the first believer in your family, you might be going through hardships, but your story doesn't end in struggle. It continues in God's plan, reaching future generations. Keep trusting, keep praying, because what God establishes, no one can tear down. Thank you for listening. May God bless you and your family.